chapter 7, number 8. So you're going to solve each one of these equations. Notice these are all absolute values. Okay? These are all, let me write this for you, absolute value equations will always have two answers. Okay? Because the absolute values are distances. Okay? The absolute value represents distance to, on a number line, okay? All right, you want to keep that in mind as you are approaching these problems, all right? So let's do A, okay? Notice that the absolute value is by itself, so now we are going to split it into the negative part here. So what I mean by negative is it's r minus 6 is equal to negative, right here, negative 3. And then this one is going to be split into the positive version, which is going to be r minus 6 is equal to positive just 3. You see, there are two equations. Once you split this, the inequality, the absolute value disappears, okay? The absolute value allows you to split it into two equations, one equaling the positive version and the other one equaling the negative version, okay? So we're going to add 6 to both sides. This does cancel. R is less than 3. Next one, we add 6 to both sides. That's the same thing. R is equal to 9. So these are your two answers here, okay? All right, let's do B. A lot of you are trying to split this first. You can't do this. You have to get the absolute by itself first, okay? You have to do that first, all right? So here we have an absolute value of b plus 6. So we're going to subtract 6 to both sides. When we subtract 6 to both sides, notice this cancels, leaving you with just an absolute value of b is equal to 10. This allows you to now split it into its negative part, which is just going to be b equal to negative 10. Then you have the positive version, okay, which is going to be b is equal to positive 10. All right, and these are your two answers. All right, let's do C. The absolute value is not by itself. We have to get the absolute value by itself, so we're going to add 6 to both sides. So this cancels, leaving you with just an absolute value of n plus 7. N plus 7, absolute value, is equal to 14. Now you can split it into its negative part, which is n plus 7 is equal to negative 14. Then you split this into the negative, the positive part, okay, making that in blue. Is n plus 7 is equal to positive 14. All right. Okay. So we subtract 7 to both sides. Subtract 7 to both sides. This does cancel, leaving you with an n equals to negative 21. On the second equation, we do the same thing. We're going to subtract n to both sides. This does cancel, leaving you with n equals to just 7. So n is equal to 21, negative 21, and n is equals to 7 for C. Let's look at D here. All right, let's get the absolute value by itself. So we're going to subtract 8 to both sides. This does cancel. This gets you now just 10x, 10 absolute value of k equals to negative 20. The 10 is attached via multiplication, so the inverse would just be divided by 10. This cancels, leaving you with just an absolute value of k is equal to negative 2. This technically has no solution because the absolute value this is distance here, okay? No solutions because you can't have negative distance, okay? There is no distance of negative 2. Right, so 8D is actually no solution. Okay, so there you go for number 8.